All right, so let's talk K-beauty. When you think about its just massive global success, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably the slick marketing, right? Or the K-pop endorsements, the whole cultural powerhouse that is the Korean wave. And yeah, that's definitely part of the story, but it's not the whole story, not even close. Today we're going to peel back that glossy layer and find the real engine that's driving the glow.
So, to really get what's going on with K-beauty, let's kick things off with a story that feels almost real. Picture this, it's 2025. An animated film called K-pop Demon Hunters just takes the world by storm. And the fictional girl group from the movie, Hunter X, well, they don't just top the charts in the film, their song Golden actually hits #1 on the real-world Billboard Hot 100. I mean, that's something no actual K-pop girl group had ever pulled off. It was just this huge cultural moment.
And you know what happens next, right? The business world jumps all over it. The real-life cosmetics giant Clio, they see this craze and they launch a Heritage Edition eyeshadow palette in collaboration with the movie. Now, this is the story we all kind of expect. A hit movie or show sparks this massive interest, and the merch, including the beauty products, just flies off the shelves. Simple, right?
But this is where we get to the real heart of the question we're asking today. Is this cultural wave, this synergy, the actual reason K-beauty is so dominant? Or is it just the shiny paint job on a much, much more powerful and complex machine? I mean, the common story you hear is that K-pop and K-dramas did all the heavy lifting. But the data? Well, the data tells a very different story.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and look inside that machine. It turns out K-beauty isn't just one thing. It's this incredibly efficient ecosystem, and it's all built on a power trio of key players. And once you understand how they work together, well, that's the key to the whole secret.
So first up, you've got the brands. These are the faces you know, the creative minds with the fresh ideas and the super savvy marketing. Then you have the manufacturers. These are the OEM and ODM companies. Think of them as these high-tech factories that can either make a product exactly how a brand wants it, or they can even design and develop the whole thing from scratch. These guys are the real unsung heroes here, the industrial engine that makes it all possible. And finally, you have the distributors, like the famous Olive Young, and a super plugged-in consumer base that gives instant feedback, which in turn drives the next big trend.
And this right here, this is a perfect picture of the two sides of the K-beauty coin. On the left, you see the glamorous front, right? The trendy products, the celebrity faces, the way it's expanding from just skincare into makeup, high-tech devices, and even wellness. But on the right, that's the industrial might. Those are the massive, state-of-the-art factories that are the true source of K-beauty's power.
So look, the most important takeaway here is this. K-pop and all the cultural exports, they're like the accelerant on the fire, for sure. But this special relationship between the brands and the manufacturers, that's the fuel. An indie brand can literally have a revolutionary idea on a Monday, and thanks to powerhouse manufacturers like Colmar and Cosmax, they can have a market-ready product in development by Friday. That speed, combined with that quality, that is K-beauty's true secret weapon.
All right, so we've established there's this powerful industrial engine, but what kind of innovation is it actually pumping out? What's the actual secret sauce that makes these products so unique and something everyone wants? Well, researchers have actually broken it down into 4 key sources.
What's super interesting here is how this table splits things into tangible and intangible. On the tangible side, the stuff you can touch, you've got unique herbal ingredients, think ginseng, which became the absolute backbone for luxury brands like Solwasu, and you've got world-class formulation technology, the science that creates those amazing textures K-beauty is so famous for. But the intangible stuff is just as critical. We're talking brilliant brand concepts, like when AHC famously took its eye cream and rebranded it as a cream for your entire face. Genius. And then there's the most important one. Rapid commercialization. That's the almost magical ability to hear a whisper of a consumer trend and turn it into a real product on a shelf in record time.
Now, this whole innovation engine didn't just appear overnight. Let's take a quick look at how it built up its power over time. In the first generation, let's say up to the year 2000, you had the big companies like Amore Pacific focusing on basic skin science. Then came what we call the leap phase. This is when world-first products like BB cream showed up and those powerful OEM/ODM makers really started to rise. And now, we're in the advancement era. This is all about high-tech ingredients, a convergence with technology, and the total dominance of online stores and chains like Olive Young.
So, you've got a powerful engine and a proven playbook for innovation. What's the next logical step?
Well, you take that perfected system and you aim it squarely at the rest of the world. And believe me, this isn't some happy accident. It's a calculated strategy for global domination.
And you want to see a perfect example of this in action? Look no further than Amazon's recent Go Big initiative for K-Beauty. They're not just stocking more sheet masks. No, they are strategically pushing into every single related category: makeup, high-tech beauty gadgets, professional-grade hair care, and even inner wellness products. This is a very deliberate push to make K-Beauty a powerhouse in every single aisle of the beauty department.
So, is it working? Oh, absolutely. The numbers don't lie. In the massive U.S. beauty import market, Korea has now officially surpassed the longtime leader, France. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. The country that pretty much defined luxury cosmetics for a century has been overtaken. And the same thing is happening in Japan, another beauty giant. The strategy is definitely paying off.
But this is where the story takes a little bit of a turn, because with great success come great challenges. The very things that powered K-Beauty's incredible rise are now, ironically, creating new vulnerabilities. So the final question is a big one. Can K-Beauty actually keep its crown?
Let's break it down. The strengths? They're crystal clear. Developing world-first products, that unbelievable speed to market, and that incredibly powerful manufacturing base. But the threats are almost a perfect mirror image of the strengths. Competitors, especially in China, are now copying that exact same OEM/ODM model. There's maybe too much reliance on the traditional herbal ingredient story, a surprisingly high dependency on imported raw materials, and this growing maze of strict international regulations, like Europe's REACH policy.
And this brings us to the ultimate paradox. The core engine itself, those OEM/ODM manufacturers like Comar and Cosmax, they've opened up massive factories in China, and now they're producing almost 90% of their local volume for Chinese brands. They are, in effect, teaching their biggest competitors how to use the very system that made K-Beauty a global powerhouse in the first place. Its greatest strength is now empowering its greatest rivals.
So that brings us to our final thought here. For years, K-Beauty's absolute genius was its unmatched speed, its reactivity, its ability to understand what the consumer wants right now, better than anyone else. But the game is changing. To stay on top, it can't just be the fastest follower anymore. The challenge now is to leverage that incredible system to become a true pioneer, to define not just the next trend, but the very future of beauty itself.